What would you like to order? Can I have hot chocolate? Careful, it's hot. We were all kids once, and frankly, I don't miss it. I know. It was nice when you didn't have to worry about studying, working a 9 to 5, paying taxes. Wait, but being really young also meant I didn't gain full consciousness yet, and so I made a lot of unintelligent choices. You mean stupid? This first story was from a long time ago, and somehow I remember it, probably because it resulted in me almost going to the hospital. Okay, so I was sitting on the floor just watching my mom iron clothes, because I had literally nothing else to do. After a while, she sat the iron down, and something in my brain said, "Whoa, let me touch it." Even though it was clearly boiling hot and steam was coming out of it, I stuck my entire hand on the metal part of the iron. I didn't even touch it with one finger either. It was the entire surface area of my hand flat on the iron, so every inch of my hand got cooked. I don't remember exactly what happened afterward, but my mom probably thought, "This idiot." So one of my best memories I had when I was a kid was playing the Wii, and the remote controls had these straps connected to the bottom of it that you were supposed to wrap around your wrist. But despite all the warnings, I thought, nah, it's fine. But one of the games was a race about who can cut a carrot the quickest, which required you to move the controller up and down really fast. And I might have gotten too into the game, and I may or may not have thrown the entire controller across the room and broken a vase. Whoops. After that, I always made sure to put the strap on, but I did win the game, so... This next one's kind of disgusting, so bear with me here. My mom used to pack me lunch in these reusable plastic containers, and one day she packed me some fruit and a cheese sandwich. Yes, it was just cheese and bread. But it was on the same day my school gave out pizza for lunch. I'll just save this for later. It was also the last day of school before winter break, so when I got home, I didn't even want to think about school. So I chucked my bag into the closet and proceeded to binge watch YouTube videos and play Minecraft for 2 weeks straight. And spending time with family and stuff. And then there was the dreaded day of going back to school. And in the morning, my mom asked me where my lunchbox container went, and... Opening my lunchbox was actually foul. It looked like there was an animal in there, and of course I decided to open it and inhale all the spores inside. Do you think it's still edible? Usually summer break meant 2 months of boredom, especially because I didn't have work or was able to go anywhere or had a phone. It was just me and my sister doing anything to keep us sane. And one of the things we did was create a staircase slide. By the way, do not try this at home. We took our pillows and one of us would sit on the top of the stairs and the other person would push them down. You would use your momentum to gradually get faster and go down all the steps. And there's so many reasons why this could have gone really wrong, but I'm happy to say there wasn't any major casualties as a result, like somersaulting down the stairs, just some minor bruises. Okay, unlike the last few stories, this one actually probably did a lot of damage. In elementary school, after recess was over, one of the teachers would make us stand in straight lines before we entered back into the building, and if people were still talking, we would have to stay out even longer until they were quiet. And one day, people just kept talking, so I looked around for something to do while I waited, and I thought of the best thing: staring at the sun. I made direct eye contact with the sun, and I even remember in that moment that my mom told me to never look directly into the sun, but I thought, this doesn't hurt. I guess she was wrong. So every day for weeks, I would try to do the same thing and try to beat my previous record. Thankfully, I didn't have to get glasses, but that much eye contact had to do some kind of damage. 97, 98, 99. What is she doing? 100, 101. Okay, now I saved the best for last, because it's probably something that a lot of you have done before, and that's jumping off the top of the swings. At my school, only the cool kids would attempt this, and if they landed perfectly on their feet, their coolness radar would go way up. So one day at recess, I got on the swings and manically started swinging until I was super high up, and I launched myself out and landed perfectly on my feet. I swung halfway up, jumped a few feet, and landed on my arm. So at least I didn't die, but I did get a small gash from the wood chips and had to go to the nurse. Wow, you're so cool. Oh my gosh, first ever. Well, those were some of my childhood stories where I made a lot of unwise decisions. You mean stupid?